You're watching CarTell TV and I'm Jenny. Like the channel and subscribe.
Simone recently reviewed the new Forester Hybrid, which is a size above the car I have here today.
But I wanted to test this one as I'm a bit keen on hybrids and I've been waiting for Subaru to come to the party.
Now the Forester has some tough competition to beat.
But the XV does too. But I think the XV stands a better chance, and here's why.
Well, it looks like it ticks all the boxes that a hybrid should have, and also adds some more. It is a Subaru, so it has a proper all-wheel drive system. It's a hybrid with the same system that pushes the Forester, but this time not having to work as hard due to the smaller body, and it's compact enough to be a great choice for the city.
It seems that the XV is a great car for a wide variety of people, and it also gets my vote in styling.
Also, the Forester didn't really justify its higher price over the RAV4.
It was a tall order anyway. So let's see if the XV is as good as the pretext suggested. Now, if you want the XV Hybrid, there's only one trim level available, imaginatively called the XV Hybrid.
In terms of looks, we can't really call Subarus too groundbreaking, but it does look nice and sleek.
The modern curvy lines are accentuated by chunky sharp features, like the Frontier.
I like the headlights and sculpted bonnets with curvy lines, and it all flows nicely until you reach the widest section down near the fog lights, which has apparently been designed using a ruler and an axe.
And it still looks really nice, especially in this lagoon blue pearl colour.
It gives the car a more rugged look, and that is something any Subaru fan will welcome.
The rear is simple but sharp, with the continued cladding from the sides.
And a not very nice looking utilitarian low section of the rear bumper.
The XV Hybrid has the same powertrain as the Forester Hybrid, but being a smaller car, it should be a bit more crispy. And me like some crispy.
The power comes from a combination of a 2-litre petrol with direct injection and 110 kilowatts and 196 newton meters of torque with 12.3 kilowatts and 66 newton meters electric motor. Its official fuel consumption is a remarkably honest 6.5 litres per 100 kilometres.
Not that you'll often get that figure, but you should occasionally.
And when you don't, about 8 litres per 100 with a lot of city driving.
Still, it's not very remarkable for a hybrid, and it does fall short of the competitors.
In fact, the official figure is just half a litre better than the official figure of the non-hybrid XV.
It's not a major improvement, is it?
Of course, the system is mated to a Lineartronic CVT.
It reacts okay and helps improve fuel efficiency, yet I cannot get past the fact that this is only half a litre more fuel efficient than its petrol counterpart. Like, what the? So behind the wheel, you can definitely feel the weight difference from the Forester, but it's not a performance vehicle. Keep that in mind.
Just like its bigger brother, the electric motor is used to give it a bit of extra low-down pull and more torque for swift acceleration. Not that it will be particularly swift, mind you.
Having the 66 newton meters available immediately makes it a lot more fun to drive. Now the CVT is decent, it's a little lurchy, but I'm definitely not hating.
The driving modes are carried over as well, so on the motorway, you will mostly be running on the engine alone, when it is most efficient and least stressed.
Now push the pedal and that motor kicks in, giving you that instant boost in case you need to do like a quick overtake.
The response is a nice perk as it makes the car feel more powerful than it really is.
Now you wouldn't get too much use with the EV mode. It's reserved for places like car parks and heavy traffic where it's very small speeds.
Yes, the XV as well could benefit from a bit more oomph from the electric motor and possibly more EV-only range. However, it's not as noticeable as it is in the Forester.
Now, of course, being a Subaru, it means it's quite fine to take it off for some mild off-roading, and that would be a real standout feature of this particular car.
Not that many will see anything but asphalt, but with 220 millimeters of ground clearance, that awesome symmetrical all-wheel drive, and some awesome driving tech perks like hill descent assist and X-mode system.
It is most definitely among the best in its class, possibly even the best.
Visibility is also great, especially for a small SUV.
The same goes for the steering.
Low center of gravity on the Boxer engine means that it feels more planted. I like it.
Now there is a bit of road noise, which I was hoping for better because I have noticed it in other XV models.
The same goes for comfort.
And while it is nice, you will feel bad roads in the XV, but it's pretty comparable with the rest of the class.
On the inside, you see a problem with having just one trim level.
The inside is actually based on a basic model, which is not very plush for a hybrid.
That means if you want the hybrid powertrain, you have to forego some comfort and styling perks.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, A hybrid drive is unworthy of luxury? I'm a hybrid driver.
Just like the Forester, the front doors have nice materials, especially at the top panel right under the window.
An area often touched, but very often overlooked or perhaps underlooked by manufacturers.
The seats are made of cloth and they come with manual controls as standard. They're also reasonably comfortable, but not really the pinnacle of support.
While they're perfectly good and expected in this class, I guess maybe I expected just a little bit more considering the heritage of off-roadness.
I mean, you can actually drive the XV off-road, although not through extreme stuff. In those cases, you may wish for some more support.
The overall design is nice, but not spectacular. I mean, the orange stitching definitely stands out, and the layout is practical.
What I really love is the steering wheel. I know it's not much, but its weight, size, and thickness felt just perfect from the first moment.
It's a good fit, and you get used to the buttons really easily. There's quite a few of them though. I mean, I don't even know what this one does.
Infotainment screen is 6.5 inches wide, so not big for today's standards, and it has no sat-nav, but it does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Just like in the Forester, you do get 2 more screens on the inside, but sadly there's no curbside monitor like you see in a lot of other Subarus.
We were pleasantly surprised by how easy it was to get used to the 3 screens setup in the Forester, and it was similar here of course.
Now I definitely didn't think I needed 3 screens before this, but now that I've got them, maybe these 2 are compensating for this rather small one.
Though storage is also good with big cup holders in the central console, pocket for your phone, armrest bin with USB chargers, door pockets, glove box, tray, you get it. There is space.
In the back, the XV is one of the best options in the class, and it has been for a while.
There's definitely more space than you would expect in a car that's only 4,465 millimeters long. Legroom is nice and hip angle very comfortable for longer journeys.
Now, just like in the Forester, the materials down the back are not quite as nice as the ones in the front, and there are no air vents and also no charging points, which at $40,000 you kind of expect. There is this one strange vent, which we can't figure out what it is. We turned on the aircon, couldn't get anything to come out. Does anyone actually know what this is? Please leave it in the comments.
And that's about it for the good sides of the rear seats.
Subaru have had high boot floors for as long as I can remember due to their awesome all-wheel drive setup.
Boot space is less generous, with just 345 litres of space and 919 litres, with the 60/40 seats folded down.
And in something of this size, it actually limits the available space. And another thing, no spare tyre.
While it's not much of an issue in larger cars, and while a small load lip actually makes it easy to load stuff, all this being said, I think the interior falls a bit short for something that commands this price.
Now, there are no major concerns, but a bigger screen, rear air vents, and electrically adjustable front seats would have made a simple but appreciative difference.
Safety is pretty good. You get rain sensors, electronic stability control, ABS, EBD, brake assist, traction control, active torque vectoring, auto vehicle hold, electronic parking brake, pedestrian alert system, rear view camera, blind spot monitoring, lane change assist, reverse automatic braking, rear cross traffic alert, and more. Altogether, more than enough for a 5-star ANCAP rating.
Now, I had really high hopes for the XV Hybrid, and there are some good parts and some not so good parts. But would I recommend the XV Hybrid? Well, it depends on what you expect from it.
For example, interior space and off-road ability for this class are remarkable. On the other hand, fuel consumption and interior perks are not.
If you consider the XV Hybrid like a regular Subaru with some EV perks, it starts to make sense.
Here is a list of current XV drive-away pricing. It is a nice step from the internal combustion engine-only cars, without any of the fuss or range anxiety in a competent, spacious small car. But is it really worth moving from the standard 2-litre?
Well, I can't say that I confidently feel Subaru have made the hybrid a yes. You have to weigh up whether it's worth the $40,000. Thanks again for watching Cartell TV. Have you had the chance to drive the new XV Hybrid? And what do you think? Is this a hybrid or is it just a slightly more fuel efficient XV? Let us know in the comments and we'll see you next time. Bye.